You make your life easier, having everything fall into place for you materially. That will support your ability to go to retreats and so forth. So they embrace everything. And in fact, I got a dream long ago. I will never forget this. About 3 months after an operation I had years and years ago, one dream I got what I call an audio dream, just a voice. It said, "A good customer always pays." So I looked back through my bills, and my God, there was a bill that I hadn't paid yet.
Oh no!
So the dreams want me to have a good credit rating.
Yeah, that's important, right?
Yeah, so it's amazing. It really is amazing. I didn't start having a really heavy duty dream life until I got initiation from this guru that I follow. But I emphasize many people who never had touch with gurus that I've worked with have dreams just as amazing as frequent as mine have been. So spiritual seeking is what's important. Being curious about higher reality, about your deeper self. That's the best thing you can do for your dream work. And taking an interest in dreams. Get that book and start reading it. Put that diary next to your bed and say to yourself, "I'm going to remember my dreams," but make it serious.
Now, clearly not everybody needs to do this. Who are the people that you think could be most helped by doing this dream work?
People who find themselves dreaming a lot, who just have the disposition and the karma to get a lot of stuff through dreams. I mean, dream work can help, I would say, 9 out of 10 people with their life direction, but they need to be interested. But some people, there's no question, have the particular disposition, karmically or Ayurvedically. People who are sort of unbalanced, scattered, who are kind of in their head a lot, will often dream more and be more scattered and ungrounded. Those are the people who often need direction and help with their dreams. But I emphasize, 3 out of 4 people were they to take a bigger interest in their spiritual growth and in straightening out their practical difficulties, could benefit from dream work big time. But yeah, some people are predisposed either by karma or by physiological spiritual disposition to dream a lot. And those folks need help.
Okay. And so if someone is like me, maybe you haven't had my voyage, so you don't know why it is that you're not remembering dreams. In my case, it's because I don't need to, and I'm getting direct communication at this point. But someone who is just sort of starting to think about spiritual things, who still doesn't dream, how can you prompt dreams to happen? Just by reading that book and asking for dreams?
Aside from, again, that spiritual growth, get out of your comfort zone, buy that book, get that diary, put it next to your bed. Aside from that, health issues can be a big deal. Your poorly treated diabetes, sleep apnea, things like that. Your restless leg syndrome can have a big impact on dream recall.
Because they wake you up at an odd time?
Exactly.
Okay.
People, you won't get good REM sleep, rapid eye movement sleep.
Yeah.
If those things are, sleep deprivation, if you have to quit a job, if you can get by with earning $3,000 less per year, therefore you can quit that part-time job, which is keeping you up at night, and you want to grow spiritually, it's worth it to get better sleep, to tune into your dreams.
Put your daytime house in order. That's going to make it easier to focus.
Right. And also make your evening more contemplative. Okay, the last hour, get the television out of your bedroom if it's in there. After 10 o'clock, light reading, half hour of yoga, spiritual reading, contemplative, leading to time.
Just a little tip: if people are interested in growing spiritually, more than a decade ago, I stopped watching TV altogether. And I have to say, of all the things I've done to begin to really be able to grow spiritually and be happy, the most important thing I did by far was to get TV out of my life. I mean, all it does is stir you up whenever you watch it, and it consumes so much of your time. I've written whole books.
More than that, it actually spoon feeds you so that you don't have to use your imagination or your thinking to do things. It just spoon feeds you stuff. You get really lazy psychically, imaginatively. And there is good stuff on there, but you really need to be very, very discriminating in terms of what you watch.
And not at night, because if you watch it at night, it does get in the way of your being able to become a spiritual person before you go to sleep. Yeah, exactly.
Get all your news through print. Ignore the TV as far as that goes. Yeah, you're right.
Yes. Oh, totally. Totally. The problem is with TV news is it's always the same news every night, and it's always breaking news, and it's always meant to upset you. Why would anybody want to do something that's going to upset you? Right. You're right. A couple of times a day I'll visit 3 specific sites which I've learned are very balanced, and that's it. And if there's other news, frankly, over the past 10 years, I don't know it, and I'm happier for it. So it makes sense if people are spiritually seeking. Right. To use this as one tool in their beginning to jumpstart their spiritual growth, because this is a way that your higher self, your guides, can speak with you, and you can understand what they're saying. But it isn't something. It's not a language everyone's going to understand without help.
One need to realize that dreams are the most available and evident means we all have of contact with our reality. Some people have special gifts like clairvoyance or yourself being a medium or whatever, but everybody dreams. We all can tune into them to some extent and remember them better to some extent. So, and they do speak a universal language. Would you like me to try to explain that? Because I can't explain it within a couple of minutes, I think, satisfactorily.
Well, we're less than 2 minutes to the next break.
Sure.
And we're going to have you back. You're now our dream guy, so we'll have to have you back to talk more about dreaming. But the important thing to me is that people understand when you start to become interested in growing spiritually, you can't do it halfway. It has to, as David just said, it has to be something you put first in your life. You get your daytime life in order, and you seek. When you seek and you don't stop seeking, I guarantee you will find. But it may not be what you're looking for. That's good. That's fine. But it's going to be something that you are supposed to learn and know, and it'll be the first step on what is a magnificent journey, and frankly, the journey that you came here to have.
Lucid dreaming is simply being aware that you're dreaming. Awareness is like a dimmer switch on a light bulb, less or greater, less or greater. All dreams have some level of awareness in them. That at a certain point, though, you realize, hey, I'm dreaming. Okay, and at that point, you have the choice of doing something in the dream that otherwise would not happen. You can take the dream over and do stuff on your own, depending on your level of awareness. That basically is what it is. Yeah, it's very, very important development in people's spirituality, because spirituality is about increasing awareness. So at some point, pretty much everybody at some point begins to lucid dream, at least occasionally.
All right, so what's the difference? There have been occasions when I've had dreams, and I have thought I was dreaming, but I couldn't control the dream. I mean, I couldn't say, okay, this is it. It didn't feel like a waking awareness. Is that still a lucid dream?
It's really, it's a matter of precise level of awareness, and at the best measurement of true lucid dreaming, to make a distinction between lucid and non-lucid, is the point at which you say out loud, or like you think to yourself explicitly, "I'm having a dream." And I can do something in this dream. I have the choice of doing something in this dream that's it. Would not happen.
Yeah. So you have to. It has to be okay. I'm dreaming that I'm riding a horse across the plain. I'm going to stop this horse and give it a carrot, and then you can make that happen.
Right. Exactly.
Okay.
Now, not always. People who have we all have issues. Some of us have hang-ups and problems and things that we're dwelling on, or pissed off at our brother for the last 20 years, right? If we have a lucid dream, those things are going to crowd our head as issues. We may not be able to control the dream. Okay, so it's possible to be very lucid and not to be able to control the dream. That's a matter of clearing yourself out spiritually, personally. But eventually, when you do get cleared up personally, if you no longer have any big issues like that, you will be able, step by step, to control the dream and the entire realities within the dream.
Okay. And why should we want to do that?
Because it's the best and most available way of understanding higher reality and of improving our general overall understanding of the universe and about ourselves, because we are ultimately just exploring a deeper aspect of our own selves. This is a remarkable, mind-blowing, radical truth about spiritual realization, is that, we are everything. The great paradox is that we actually share a reality. The amazing thing about this world is that we actually share a reality. But each of us is completely, is like 100% God's self when we finally get there. What that implies is that lucid dreaming is about exploring yourself.
So the thing then, to finish that very important thought, and I've said this repeatedly, it's very hard to get our minds around it, but in fact, there's only one of us here. We are all the same being. We're all we're inextricably all parts, all aspects of the same being. And since what we experience as human consciousness is in fact the exact same energy that continuously manifests this universe, our minds are part of creating the universe. I'm not going to say that our minds all together make up what God actually is. I think that's something we don't know yet. Yeah. But I will say that Mikey Morgan says, when he was asked to define God, he said, God is the unity of pure love and all that exists. So take that wherever you want to go with it. But
we are that. We are that as far as I'm concerned. But yeah, lucid dreaming is very important because you can work on issues in lucid dreaming. So for example, being pissed off at your brother for like the last 20 years, not talking to him, will manifest. That will manifest in real life as like a general overall depression about stuff. Because in the dream, it'll manifest as like a Tyrannosaurus Rex or a woolly mammoth or something charging straight at you. Okay.
Oh, okay.
And you have to embrace that thing, to integrate it into your being. That's hard. That may be difficult, but you can do it.
Well, you know that in the dream. Okay, you're in a dream. You're aware you're dreaming. There's a woolly mammoth charging at you.
Right.
Will you be aware that represents a problem in your daytime life? And will you know in that dream how to deal with the woolly mammoth? You better give it a carrot pretty fast, that kind of thing?
Right. That's the great dilemma and journey of lucid dreaming. Increasing levels of awareness to the point where you do understand this is a psychic issue coming at me big time, and I need to embrace it. I need to have faith. I need to have faith that when I face this big woolly mammoth, I'm not going to experience great pain and discomfort. There may well be some pain and discomfort, but not as much as you think, because it is part of you.
Okay. So I guess I would say if you are at the stage of lucid dreaming and you're not sure how to handle whatever is happening in your where you're dreaming, you can even maybe affect it to some extent with your mind, but you're not sure how to go forward from here. If you asked me the question what you should do, I would say you should ask your guides to help you know what you should do. Be in my dream. Let me know how to handle whatever the problem is that I'm trying to handle.
Ask for help. Absolutely. Virtually all accomplished lucid dreamers at one point or another begin to encounter spirit guides who tell them, you're going to have to listen to me or you won't be able to go any further on this journey.
Yes.
So
okay.
Well, get that sooner or later a spirit guide shows up, like it or not. And some people it's just difficult to get used to being told what to do.
Yes. But when you understand that the spirit guide is the best friend you ever will have or ever will have, whatever it is who is talking to you, that is an aspect of you, but still a separate entity. One of the things that's interesting about studying the greater reality is you find out many things are simultaneous, from our limited perspective on Earth, they're simultaneously true and not true. The person who is your primary guide is someone who has lived different lifetimes, but still is a part of your own being. So, it's hard for us to get our minds around that, because we have such a small aspect of our minds we can access from here with our very limited ability and limited brains, but still very important to know. So trust those guides when they show up, because they have only your higher interest at heart. If your constant prayer is that only good happen in your life, that you be protected from all things, you will be protected from all things. You are part of the most powerful entity, and really ultimately the only powerful entity that exists. So you're kind of